feel like it's been a while since I've done a spoiler video, but I mean, Foundations is something to talk about. Really excited for this set. So let's dive in. Joey Moss, Bad Boy Gaming, Skyboosh. My ninjas, this is what we got in store. So here's Extravagant Replication, Arbiter of Woe, and Fiend Artisan. Some of these cards are going to be reprints, man. It's just that simple. Some are going to be reprints, and some are going to be brand spanking new. At the beginning of your upkeep, create a token that's a copy of another target non-land permanent you control. And there's Arbiter of Woe. That's a 6-drop. But that's every turn. That's pretty nuts. Fiend Artisan, definitely a reprint. Let's move it along here. We got Paradise Druid. Paradise Druid getting the reprint. Special, like, it's got to be one of those, the special guest cards, I would assume, you know. But this one's like a super special guest, maybe. It looks different, like, or maybe it's just because it's bad quality here. But yeah, Paradise Druid, it should be the same as these. I would imagine it's on point with these ones. But yeah, it just looks a little, the symbol looks a little messed up to me. There's Akroma's Memorial, Bloom Tender, all three beautiful looking reprints. Then we go down here to Condemn. Oh, they're bringing back this style. Cool. Wow, how big is this set? Do we know yet? Goblin Bushwhacker, welcome aboard. Sphinx's Tutelage. These are all special guest cards. If it's a special guest, it's 100% a reprint, guys. Grim Tutor getting the reprint. Okay. And special guest, of course. And then what is this guy? This is a new one. We got to open this puppy up. Pandemonium. All right, Pandemonium. Whenever you gain life, put a +1/+1 counter on this creature. When this creature dies, return another target non-bear creature card with mana value less than or equal to this creature's power from your graveyard to the battlefield. That's not bad. 4-drop, though. Can we go in a 3-drop? If they could have made it rare, just giving it a 3-drop, you know. Here's Needletooth. Holy ads. Here's Needletooth Pack right here. It's got the Morbid at the beginning of your end step. If a creature died this turn, put 2 +1/+1 counters on target creature control. What are you guys looking forward to in this set? I mean, this is supposed to be like an overall like stable set to get us through the years, you know? It's like the ultimate... core set kind of thing. Here's Self-Reflection. Create a token that's a copy of target creature you control at flashback for 4. Overrun. Micromancer. When this creature enters, you may search your library for an instant or sorcery card with mana value 1, reveal it, put it in your hand, and shuffle. That's not bad, but, you know, 4-drop. I would assume that's going to be good in, like, limited. Here's a big boy. Sire of 7 Deaths. First strike. Vigilance, Menace, Trample, Reach, Lifelink, Ward, pay 7 life. It's a 7-drop. It's vanilla. It's not a vanilla. It's vanilla in the colors. 7-drop colorless. Oh my gosh. First strike, Vigilance, Menace, Trample, Reach, Lifelink, Ward. Only thing it's missing is Death Touch. I mean, and a few other things, but oh my goodness. And that Ward, just to target this thing, you got to pay 7 life. Hope you got a board wipe, because, man, when that thing comes out, things are getting ugly. But that first, this is like a card, this is like a mock-up card that I would have created like a couple years ago in like a custom, you know, Magic card. Holy crap. Tatiova, Druid getting the reprint. High Society Hunter. Vampire Noble, Flyer, 5/3. What do you think of this? Sire of 7 Deaths. Oh my gosh. Born of the Infinite Void between realities. The Eldrazi have one goal, to consume. It sounds like humans. I think they're confusing humans with Eldrazi. Okay, all right. High Society Hunter. Whenever this creature attacks, you may sacrifice another creature. If you do, put a +1/+1 counter on this creature. Whenever another non-token creature dies, draw a card. 5/3. That's pretty legit. Okay. Not the craziest, you know. Not the craziest. Then we move down to, what are you doing? This is Aetherize. Okay. So Aetherize, return all attacking creatures to their owner's hands. That's a fun little combat trick. You know, nope, you're not going to attack me this turn. I'm sorry. It's just not going to pan out that way. All right. So Aetherizer, Swiftfoot Boots. Alicia who laughs at fate. Pretty legit. Holy advertisement. Sorry about that, guys. First strike, whenever Alicia attacks, put a +1/+1 counter on it. And it's got raid at the beginning of your end step if you attack this turn. Wait, we already know about this one. This is a reprint, right? Target creature card with mana value less than or equal to Alicia's power from your graveyard to the battlefield. Yeah, I believe that's a reprint. Okay. Maybe. I could be wrong. Reassembling Skeleton, definitely a reprint. Keelan Planer Trailblazer coming up in here. If a scout, if Keelan is a scout, so for 2, if Keelan is a scout, if he's a scout, it becomes a human fairy detective and gains whenever Keelan deals combat damage to a player. I think this is a reprint as well. The Trailblazer, yeah, 1-drop. A 1-drop with 2/1 and all these abilities on it, yeah, that's a big check mark in my book. Slumbering Cerberus, can I speak today? This creature doesn't untap during your untap step. It's got Morbid at the beginning of each end step. If a creature died this turn, untap this creature. All right. Here's a 1-drop. What's this instant right here? 1-drop instant. Uncommon. Target creature you control. Wait, what's it called? Divine Resilience. Oh, Divine Resilience. I believe this is a reprint. Target creature you control gains indestructible until end of turn. If the spell was kicked, any number of target creature you control gain indestructible until end of turn. All right, fair enough. And it's got the kicker on it for 3. An offer you can't refuse. Giada Font of Hope. All right, we are cooking some Heaven's Bakery. Which one's this? Curator of Fate, another reprint. Whenever this enters, look at the top 5 cards of your library and separate them into one face-down pile and one face-up pile. An opponent chooses one of the piles. Put the chosen pile into your hand and the other into your graveyard. Pretty nice artwork, if I don't mind saying so myself. I dig it, man. All right. And then we got this dude who's hanging out, Mischievous Mystic. Whenever you draw your second card each turn, create a 1/1 blue fairy creature token with flying. This is just fun to go over. So, like, I am excited. I know some of you were like, I can't believe how bad you gave a rating on those 2 bundles you opened the other day. Joey, that was disgraceful. I can't believe it. You know, you did bad, so you instantly just shunned it. No, that product actually... It's not awful. I could think of many worse products would come to mind. Dragon's Maze, and a bunch of other products that they dropped, but I just think the price was a bit over the top. Should have stuck to around $60 for that, and then I would have given it a thumbs up for sure. But a lot of you said you had bad experience opening those bundles, you know, and that was like the kicker for me. But then some of you made out good, so congratulations for those who made out good. All right, what else we got here? Just a whole lot going on. Clinkit Sky Mage, Seeker's Folly. Choose 1, target opponent discards 2 cards. Creatures your opponent's control get -1/-1 until turn. All right, what's this guy in the Japanese here? Imprisoned in the Moon. Yes, yeah, another reprint. There's a billion reprints, right? I mean, this one's a new one. We can go with that. Are these all like the brand new one? Okay, we're going to get to those, I guess. We're going to get to those. All right, Leyline Axe. That looks new to me. If this card is in your opening hand, you may begin the game with it on the battlefield. The equipped creature gets +1/+1 and is double strike and trample. That's sweet. Still got to equip it, though. That's the only downside with that Leyline Axe. That's pretty cool, though. And here's a High Fae Trickster with Flash 4-drop. I don't like Tricksters, personally. That's my own thoughts. I'm not a big fan of Tricksters. You may cast spells as though they had Flash, and this thing has Flash. So, I mean, that can get a little ugly if this thing sits on the battlefield long enough. Tragic Banshee over on the far left. When this creature enters, target creature an opponent controls gets -1/-1 until end of turn. If a creature died this turn, that creature gets -13/-13 instead. Okay. Coma World Eater. The Coma World Eater special guest. Welcome aboard. So that one's back as well. 8/12. Can't be countered. Trample and ward 4. And when it deals, when Coma deals combat damage to a player, create 4 3/3 blue serpent creature tokens and Coma's Coil. Holy man. That is bonkers. But we're already aware of that. Cat Collector. Anyone out there got a cat? What's your cat's name? I did have a cat long ago. His name was Samantha. Called Sammy. She was mean to everyone but me. You know? It was a cute thing. Adventuring Gear. Landfall. Whenever a land you control enters, equipped creature gets +2/+2 until end of turn. Equip. Okay. Scrawling Crawler. Scrawling Crawler over here. The 3-drop. Phyrexian Construct. At the beginning of your upkeep, each player draws a card. Whenever an opponent draws a card, that player loses 1 life. I like those little punishing things, you know. If only this was just like an artifact that just sat there and it wasn't a creature. It was just an artifact, you know. That would be a bit more difficult to deal with. Grappling Kraken, Rogue's Passage, Burst Lightning, Fiery Annihilation. Deals 5 damage to target creature. Exile up to 1 target equipment attached to that creature. If that creature would die this turn, exile instead. Okay. And Heartfire Immolator with the prowess. Sacrifice creature, it deals damage equal to its power target creature, planeswalker. Okay. Battle Song, Berserker, Imperial Eagle. A lot of reprints here. Consuming Apparition. Some of them I don't recognize, and they could be reprints, but I just don't recognize them. Painful Quandary. Whenever an opponent casts a spell, that player loses 5 life unless they discard a card. At a 5-drop, though, I mean, that's for really that's like late game. You're just like draining out your opponent. You know, like you're punishing them for doing something. Like late game, that's pretty potent late game, I'd say. You know, in in a control build, yeah, for sure. Billowing Shriek Mass, Zombify, what's that, a 4-drop? Okay, just pretty vanilla. Inspiration from Beyond. Mill 3 cards and return an instant or sorcery card from your graveyard to your hand. Flashback for 7. You got the Wizard here in the middle. Whenever you draw your second card each turn, put a +1/+1 counter on this creature. If that was every creature, I'd be like, wow. Lunar Insight, 3-drop, draw a card for each different mana value among non-land permanents you control. That, at a 3-drop, not too bad. As long as it's got different mana value. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 0. You know, maybe an XX out there. Probably not. Maybe if you have an X, it could be. I don't know. No, that would count up though. Yeah, you'd factor that in. The Fire Dancer. You look brand spanking new. This must be like Jumpstart or something. So Izareth the Awakener. We know about that card. I've seen that card before. Fire Dancer. Why do you not look familiar though? At the beginning of combat on your turn, create X tokens that are copies of another target creature you control, where X is 1 plus the number of instant and sorcery spells you've cast this turn. They gain haste, exile them at the beginning of the next end step. Maybe I do recognize that. 5-drop, though, doesn't stick out. Battle Mage Captain. Whenever you cast instant or sorcery spell, creatures you control get +1/+0 and gain trample until end of turn. Nice. Scavenging Ooze, big old reprint as well. The Horn Beetle and Skyship Buccaneer. Rev, Tithe Extractor. This one looks brand new, or maybe it got fresh art. I don't know. Human Rogue, it's in the middle here. Whenever you attack, target creature gains Death Touch until end of turn. Whenever one or more creatures you control deal combat damage to a player, create a treasure token, then look at the top card of that player's library and exile it face down. You may cast that card for as long as they're exiled. All right. Moldratha pops up more times than not anymore. Good old Dominaria, I introduced you, and man, you've been reprinted like 4 times already. Viceroy of Plunder. This whole anime, maybe this is like the alternate anime variants or something, I'm not sure. Sacrifice another creature or artifact, put a +1/+1 counter on Evereth, Viceroy of Plunder. If the sacrifice permanent was a treasure, Evereth gains lifelink until end of turn, activate only as a sorcery. When Evereth dies, you may pay 2. When you do, Evereth deals damage equal to its power to each opponent. All right, fair enough. A lot of power here. Hurska Sweet Tooth, what are you doing, cutie pie? When it attacks, create a food token. It's an artifact with 2 sacrifice. What sets this from? I gotta know. Jumpstart. I thought so. So that should be like, yeah, that's like an original. Like that's a new one. Tooth attacks, create a food token. Whenever you gain life, you may pay green or white. Whenever you do, target creature gets +X until end of turn, where X is the amount of life you gain. I feel like we already saw that one as well. No, that's brand spanking new. I think it just reminded me of another card. I'm not sure. Electro Duplicate. 3-drop. Create a token that's a copy of target creature you control, except it has haste at the beginning of the end step. Sacrifice this token with flashback for 4. Devious Diver. 2/2, 3-drop. Whenever near div Devious Diver becomes tapped, target player mills cards equal to its power. Whenever you cast a spell from your graveyard or activate an ability of a card in your graveyard, draw a card and put a +1/+1 counter. I like that +1/+1 counter even matters. Target player mills card. I mean, yeah, it does. Mills cards equal to its power. Sure does matter. Viper Whisperer. What's up, gorgeous? Gorgon Assassin. Whoa, with the Death Touch 2-drop. Whenever Ophelia attacks, you may pay 1 colorless or 1 black, 1 green. If you do, create a 1/1 black snake creature token with Death Touch for 5 until end of turn. Whenever 1 or more Gorgons enter snakes you control, deal damage to a player. That player loses half their life rounded up. See, that card seems familiar also. They're just giving them different names. I could be way off, though. These could all be brand new cards, or maybe I've just seen so many cards, I'm just like, whoosh. Palomar Illusionist. I've never heard of that before. Illusionist enters, choose a creature type, draw a card for each creature you control of that type. That'd be cool for bounce effect. You just get to draw a crap ton of cards. And here's Mare of Destiny. Flying and lifelink. Whenever you cast a Pegasus, Unicorn, or Horse creature spell, copy it. It's a 4-drop. Other Pegasi, Unicorns, and horses you control get +1/+1. I like that card. 4-drop's a little tough. You know, it's not going to leave standard. You know, it's just not. Sphinx, I mean, then again, Commander. Commander's a thing. Yeah. Doubling Season, welcome back again. Sphinx of Forgotten Lore, welcome back. I feel like we've seen that one before. Maybe. Soldier of Meletis over here. Whenever you cast a spell that targets Brigon, Soldier of Meletis, put a +1/+1 counter on Brigon. Remove a +1/+1 counter from Brigon, draw a card. Nice, get some more card advantage for white. Fishing Pole. I just got to read that because I like fishing. Anyone else? Equipped creature has 1 tap Fishing Pole. Put a bait counter on Fishing Pole. Whenever equipped creature becomes untapped, remove a bait counter from this equipment. If you do, create a 1/1 blue fish creature token. All right. Okay. Catch me a whale. Seismic Rupture. 2 damage each creature without flying. Ashrot Animist. 4-drop, 4/4. Trample whenever, or when this creature attacks another target creature you control, gains trample and gets +X/+X whenever X is the creature's power. That's so similar to another card. Like, tell me that has not been already reprinted. No. They just make so many cards that are so similar to other cards nowadays. It's hard to, like, differentiate, I don't know, between the two. Like, when you just hear, like, what the card's abilities are, you're like, oh, yeah, I've heard this on another card, but this is its first printing. We got Bulk Up, Elvish Regrower, and Zafar Awakener. Whenever you cast a non-creature spell, choose 1, exile another target creature you control, return that card to the battlefield under its owner's control. At the beginning of the next end step, create a 1/1 white spirit creature token with flying. Beautiful. Stroke of Midnight, Guarded Air. Stroke of Midnight, destroy target non-land permanent. Its controller creates one. Why do I? Yeah, that's got to be it. Tell me that's a reprint. I knew it. A lot of these Jumpstarts are new, though. Here's Jelly Drover on the far left. Drover enters or dies, create a 1/1 blue jellyfish creature token with flying. Creature control with flying, get +1/+1. No, because it's a 4-drop. If it were a 3-drop, I'd say okay, but it's not. Guarded Air, whenever this creature enters to create 2/3/3 white, 6-drop. No. Faebloom Trick. I mean, good for limited. They need to have limited stuff too. Slag Storm. Choose 1. Slag Storm deals 3 damage to each creature. Slag Storm deals 3 damage to each player. Oh, that's kind of cool. But like, do you really want to piss off everyone at the commander table? I don't think you do. If you're tripling your damage with some cards out there, then that'd be fun to do. Homunculus Horde. Whenever you draw your second card each turn, create a token that's a copy of this creature. That's fun. Again, I feel like I've seen that card. Let's take a look. Man, I was way off. And then we got, Faebloom Trick. Create 2 1/1 white blue fairy creature tokens with flying. When you do, tap target creature an opponent controls. Midnight Snack. I like that name. What do? Right at the beginning of your end step, if you take... I swear this... Or maybe I just already went over this one. Maybe. Midnight Snack. Sacrifice the enchantment target opponent loses X life or X is fun flavor. Vampire Gourmand. Whenever this creature attacks... Nice art. Who did that? Chris Rallis? Dude, cool art, man. Whenever this creature attacks, you may sacrifice another creature. If you do, draw a card, and this creature can't be blocked this turn. And there's Blanchwood Armor with the reprint. Valkyrie's Call. Whenever a non-token, non-angel creature you control dies, return that card to the battlefield under its owner's control with a +1/+1 counter on it. It has flying. It has an angel in addition to its other types. Powerful. Again, 5-drop. If you're looking to, like, I swear I would love to just slow Magic down because there's so many cards that don't see a lot of play because, like, the casting cost is too high and they got it, like, it's very niche. You might splash in 1 copy or something. You're not going to build your whole deck around it kind of thing. But I wish sometimes Magic would just slow down so we could enjoy it a bit more, you know? Anyone else feel that? Like, maybe there should be a format where everything's, like, 2 drops and up or 3 drops and up. I don't know, you know? Or maybe you just start with 2 lands. You already start with 2 lands, 2 basic lands of your choice. in a new format. I think that'd be fun. Start with 2 basic lands if you're, yeah, that'd be a heck ton of fun. And then you can use like bigger cards. You start with 2 lands. You're not allowed to use 1-drops. I don't know, maybe. A Tally Primal Storm, Claws Out, an Angel of Finality. When this creature enters, exile target player's graveyard. I love that art too. I'd like that art on my back. I have an angel on my back, it's true. I'm not a fan of it though. Got it when I was young. Big old tattoo. No, not for me. Felidar Savior, but it is me. Progenitus, big boy getting the reprint. Exemplar of Light. Whenever you gain life, put a +1/+1 counter on this creature. It's a 4-drop. Whenever you put 1 or more +1/+1 counters on this creature, draw a card. It's a ability and it triggers only once each turn. God, if they would have made that like a 2/2 3-drop with all that, count me in. But again, that 4 mana hits hard. It does. Chandra Flame Shaper, 7-drop Chandra. +2 is add 3 red mana. Exile the top 3 cards of your library. Choose 1. You may play that card this turn. That's good. Exile top 3 cards of your library. You get rid of them for good. Do they go away then? So only one you can. Okay. Yeah. Create a token that's a copy of target creature you control, except it has haste. And at the beginning of the end step, sacrifice a token. I feel like I went over this card before. Chandra deals 8 damage divided as you choose among any number of target creatures and/or planeswalkers. That's his -4, so you can just bring that out and just bam, blast your opponent and creatures. Oh, planeswalkers and creatures. Crypt Feaster. There's a forest. Here's some lands. I don't think there's much on the second page. I don't even know. Just more lands and such. Pretty cool. Embercleave with the reprint. Temporal Manipulation. Phyrexian Arena with the reprint. Really, really neat. Nice Embercleave. I like that. That showcase variant. Niv, yeah, I did go over these. Mossborn Hydra. What do? This creature enters with a +1/+1 counter on it. It has Trample. It's a 0/0, 3-drop. Whenever a land you control enters, double the number of +1/+1 counters on this creature. Not bad. If that was a 2-drop, no. At 3, that's reasonable. It's fair. Niv Mizzet Visionary. You have no maximum hand size. Whenever a source you control deals non-combat damage to an opponent, you draw that many cards. Seer Slicer Goblin. At the beginning of your end step, if you attack this turn, create a 1/1 red goblin creature token. We just covered that the other day. There's the first. There's a lot of cards we're going over here, so sit tight. Crystal Barricade, 2-drop. You have hexproof. Prevent all non-combat damage that would be dealt to other creatures you control. What's non-combat damage, though? So they'd have to deal with this thing first, and you just have hexproof, not this thing. Archmage of Ruins. Instant and sorcery spells you cast cost 1 less to cast. Whenever you cast an instant or sorcery spell, draw a card, 3/6. See a lot of this kind of stuff. Here, First Fang. What do? Another cat you control get +1/+1. And whenever Haribo or another non-token cat you control enters, create a 1/1 white cat creature token. 3-drop. I'm fair with this one. I'm accepting that one. I like that one. Zul Ashor Lich Lord. Ward, pay 2 life. It's a 2-drop. Zombie Warlock 2/2. Tap, you may cast target zombie creature card from your graveyard this turn. If you made it this far in the video, say, Joey, you'll never pronounce Lich Lord correct. All right. Bloodthirsty Conqueror, 5-drop. Flying Death Touch, 5/5. Whenever an opponent loses life, you gain that much life. Oh, that's a fun card. 5-drop, again. But still, like that ability, whenever an opponent loses life, you gain that much life. You can get some infinite stuff going with that. Twin Flame Tyrant, 5-drop. If a source you control would deal damage to an opponent or a permanent an opponent controls, it deals double that damage instead. There's a damage doubler. Of course, they had to make it a 3-drop. Or not a 3-drop, a 3-power. Look at this card. Look at this thing. Dude deals 3 damage. Well, he deals double that, so it's like he deals 6, But it's like, really? 3? You have 2 heads. Couldn't we have given you a 4/5, That would have made more sense flavor-wise. Give him a 4/5 because he has 2 heads, you're doubling it. So that should have been a 4/5. Big misplay. But they're like, no, it's too powerful. It'll take over the world. Not really. It won't happen. Gigantosaurus getting the reprint, and that's a fun card. I guess you can go hunting for those ones. Tiny Bones, Bauble Burglar. Skeleton Rogue, whenever an opponent discards a card, exile it from their graveyard with a stash counter on it. During your turn, you may play cards you don't own with stash counters on them from exile. Add mana, and mana of any type can be spent to cast those spells. And for 4, each opponent discards a card, activate only as a sorcery. All right. Second right has exactly 10 life. Hide Suckos, I love that name, Hide Sucko. Second right deals 10 damage to that player. Harmless Offerings back, Demonic Pact is back, Lyra Dawnbringer is back, Maelstrom Pulse is back, Kato. Yeah, I do feel like I covered this. Whenever a creature you control deals combat damage to a player, put a loyalty counter on Kato. Up to 1 target creature you control can't be blocked this turn. I like that. Draw a card, then discard a card. It's only a 3-drop. -2, create a 2/1 blue ninja creature token. Very nice. I did go over this. You get an emblem with whenever, yeah, good, great for ninja builds. Great for ninja builds. Herald of Eternal Dawn, 7-drop, flash flying. You can't lose the game, and your opponents can't win the game. 6/6. Seen that so many times. But the fact that it has flash, that's fun. Now, if that had Convoke, but it doesn't. Solemn Simulacrum coming back in. Giant Growth, Refute. All right. Elvish Archdruid, Sheevan Dragon. Oh, so sad you're uncommon. You've been so nerfed over the ages. Time Stop. End the turn. 6-drop. End the turn. Like, you ain't playing no more. Love the art on that card. Think Twice, Arcane Epiphany, and Sarah Angel. Then we got a Johnny Call of the Pride. Put a +1/+1 counter up to 1 target creature. Yeah, we've seen this. Target creature gains flying and double strike till end of turn. Create an X/2/2 white cat creature tokens where extra life total. Isn't this already a card? I want to say it's not new to this set. No, it can't be. It can't be. Yeah, that card's been out forever and a day. A Johnny's Pride Mate. Welcome back. Vivian Reed. I do like that card, though. That card was clutch in many matches. Vengeful Blood Witch. Whenever this creature or another creature you control dies, target opponent loses 1 life and gain 1 life. Savannah Lions, Leonin Sky Hunter, 2/2. What a vanilla card. 2/2 for 2 with flying. There's a helpful hunter. Oh, I like that kitten. 1/1. When this creature enters, draw a card. How is that cat doing any damage to anyone? Jazal Goldmane, Llanowar Elves, Day of Judgment, Omniscience, Anthem of Champions over here. Creature control got +1/+1 and 9 lives familiar. This creature enters with 8 revival counters on it if you cast it. When this creature dies, if it had a revival counter on it, return to the battlefield with 1 fewer revival counter on it at the beginning of the next end step. Yikes. I think this keeps coming back for more. Well, that's it for today, guys. Yeah, 30-minute video, but I wanted to cover all the spoilers that are out currently. Maybe there's one that just dropped, but I really appreciate your guys' time. The fact that you tune in to watch my channel does mean a lot. Let's just see if we got anything new here from Magic Spoiler. We got nothing new out, but that's the whole kit caboodle. I appreciate you tuning in today's video. Leave a like, and there's going to be a lot more coming. As long as those likes keep coming, I'm going to keep dropping videos. So make sure you hit the like, especially if you made it this far in the video. Please take that second right now just to hit that like button. And if you want to drop a comment, even better. Thanks for tuning in. Skadoosh.